And welcome back to the Credit Authority. I am your host. I am Rhonda Kulch, and on today's episode, we are speaking all about investment opportunities for 2022. So I am so happy that I have guest Howard Haberman. He is the owner and founder of Rock East Funding. They are a fix and flip and bridge loan company providing funding opportunities to real estate investors.
That is correct.
Yeah, so how are you? Thank you so much.
Good.
I know your industry right now is thriving, but we also know that there are challenges, right? So my show, we've spoken to other real estate professionals in the past, and we've spoken to other real estate investors. And during 2021 was a very trying time. Depending upon when somebody came in studio, they were having concerns over even just getting products, right? And
Correct.
What their money looked like. So now we are hoping to put COVID behind us and all of those financial disruptions. And I am looking to a positive 2022.
Well, you know what, that's great, because I always have positive
I
outlook
love
on
good
everything.
energy, right? I love
it takes too much time not to have that energy, you know, that negative energy.
Absolutely. So what I wanted to talk to you about today is specifically, instead of bringing on a real estate investor, because what they love to do is really talk about themselves and their success. I felt like it would be a fair statement to bring somebody like yourself in who works with the real estate investors and tell us fairly what some of the challenges are, you know, right now and what we're hoping to overcome for 2022.
Okay. The biggest challenge, as you already touched on it, is finding the product. What we've seen the past year and a half is, because of all the moratoriums, it's very hard for people to find product in this New York
Yeah, there's no
market.
inventory.
There's nothing. There are some people that are finding it. They've been established and they have their connections, but for the most part, we've seen a very big drop off in our New York market.
So, you know, as somebody in your position who's offering financing and they're offering bridge loans, what kind of criteria, you know, if we have people, 2022, moratoriums are over, short sales are back in the game, foreclosures are back in the game,
Right.
The market is open. You know, when that market opens, there's going to be a lot of new investors wanting to tap into the real estate community.
Okay.
What type of criteria should somebody look for? Like, what kind of credit scores do they need? What kind of, you know, down payments do they need? What kind of acquisition costs are involved if somebody's looking to now get involved? Again, this episode's about investment.
Right.
So
Okay.
tell us a little bit about somebody needing to get financing, about your products, so that future investors really have an idea of how they can gauge themselves.
Okay, so, you know, Rock East Funding, we've been around for a long time. We've been around for 25 years. Previously, we were with another company. 2008 happened, you know all that.
Yeah.
And it was best that we separated from our previous partner. Older man, had enough, and we established it. So I've seen everything. I've seen the mistakes, I've seen the profits, I've seen the losses, I've seen investors getting in and not understanding what they're doing. So what I looked at and what I've learned over the years is that I want to make sure when I put my money out, I'm going to get paid back.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that my investors
It's not
have
an
the money.
investment for them, it's an investment for you.
Exactly. Okay. You know, the investor puts down a little bit of money, I put down the bulk of the money, and
Yeah.
if something happens, you know, that's it. So the credit score varies. Everyone likes to have it in the sixes. You know, you'd love to have credit scores all in the sevens.
Sure.
Okay. But, you know, investors, they do a lot of buying their products, their supplies on credit cards. So depending on when you hit it, you know, you look at it and there are no lates. It's just their
high
credit.
utilization.
Exactly.
Sure.
And if you use it the next day, all of a sudden they made the payments. It comes. So I don't really look at the credit. I like the sixes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As my as really the floor.
So it's really, you're looking at a safe credit report,
yeah.
not necessarily a credit score.
Right. I'm looking for someone who's going to pay their bills.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that's really what we look at. And the way we work, a lot of lenders are not really keen on first-timers. I've learned that over the years, first-timers tend to have a lot of hiccups. And through my career,
They don't have the experience.
exactly. Through my career, because you know as well as I do, the most important thing is you got to make sure you're buying right. Okay. Some investors look and say, you know, oh wow, I'm buying this street, this house sold for X, but you go around the corner and you know it's a total different. I've seen actually on the other side of the street. If you're on this side of the street, because of school districts, they want to be in it. You're on the other side, you know, you can't. You got to be able to compensate.
I've seen over the years clients lose because they didn't understand how to calculate the numbers.
You're right.
They've miscalculated. So in their mind, I'm grabbing this amazing opportunity. I'm buying this house for $200,000. My ARV is going to be $400,000. They think they have a $200,000 spread, but the reality is they have $250,000 worth of holding and expenses and costs.
Well, you know, it's a very good point. I love the investors who come to me and say, I'm buying a house for $200,000, I'm putting in $60,000, $260,000, I'm going to sell it for $320,000, I'm going to make $60,000. It's a great deal. I said, well, you know what? You know, let's talk a little bit. You're coming to me for a loan, so you're going to have interest, and you're going to have closing costs, and you're not selling it yourself. You're going to give it to a realtor, and as you say, you know, like you say, you miscalculate, and all that money's gone. So, you know, that's another thing I look at. I look at seeing, you know, when those calls come in, it's usually like, you know, thank you. You know, you're just not my type of investor.
Do you actually tell somebody who comes to you why you're declining them, why you feel that maybe they're not the right fit for your brand?
Well, you know what I found over the years? I found that a lot, and a lot of people new in the business, believe it or not, have borrowed money from like families. Like some of the most successful investors I know, I mean, big flippers, I would always say, you know, Ross, how'd you get started? He says, well, I borrowed from my aunt.
My parents took a home equity, somebody gave me money.
Exactly. My parents took it, or my aunt, or I partnered with someone, and I learned it. So what I'm looking at is, I'm looking at your experience.
Yeah.
So if you can tell me that you've done 3 projects, but you've never been on title, okay? But you can, you know, verify, I could say, yeah, I know what you're doing. I'm okay with you, okay? I'm okay with you. I like the guy who comes up to me and says, I've never been on title myself, okay? But I've done these deals and my partner will vouch for me. I said, great, those are good. Declining, you know, a lot of our investors and a lot of investors out there know about bridge financing and they know about fix and flip money. So they're really coming in with a lot of experience. Okay, and I don't find that many people coming as first timers because they probably called other lenders and they're probably getting the same answer. You know, we don't, or you know, there are other lenders out there saying, you know, you're buying it for X. I need you to put down 40% of the money, and at that point, these investors, you know, they don't go. And you know, again, we're family owned and family operated, so I treat all my clients like I'm an owner. So you can pick up the phone and you can call me. I'm not, you know, it's not hit 1 and get this, and hit 2 and get payoffs, hit 3, get sales. I've actually talked through the deals with some of my clients.
Well, you're invested.
Exactly.
Not just in the sense of it, but you're invested in the people that use you once.
Right.
Because I'm assuming you want them to use you over and over again, and you're developing the relationship.
Right, and that's exactly right. You're not just a number to me. You're not just a client. You're part of us, as we always say. You know, our experience is your advantage.
Yeah.
And some of the savvy investors, we've actually talked through deals, and we've, you know, said we're not going to do this one, and he's actually, you know, walked away, or she's walked away and said, you know what, you're right, Howard. This is not a type of investment. So there's one. A lot of the times we talk it through ourselves, and we both come to the same conclusion that this is not good.
I don't think this is a good deal.
Yeah, the investor's like, you know what? You're right. It's not the same. It doesn't make sense. You're absolutely right.
I love it. Well, for the sake of time, we do have to cut to a quick commercial. Okay. Again, my name is Rhonda. I am the host of the Credit Authority. And we are with our co-host today, our special guest, Howard Haberman, again, of Rock East Funding. He is the owner, operator, and founder. So if you need a fix and flip loan, a bridge loan, or you just have questions about investing in 2022 in real estate, give our friend Howard a call.
Always here to help. Thank you.
You got it. Thank you. Stay tuned.